to a local mother murdered in her own home last year.
Prosecutors say she was stabbed dozens of times in the back and left to die on her bathroom floor. Prosecutors say they aren't sure why David Spar killed 21-year-old Tiara Poole, but they say it was cold and calculated. The two met on Craigslist. Channel 4's Vicki Pierre has been sitting in the trial all day. She's joining us now live. And Vicki, what are defense attorneys saying about what happened that day last summer?
Well, Rob, defense attorneys are not denying that Spar did kill this woman. However, they don't believe it was premeditated. Therefore, they don't believe he deserves the death penalty. Well, as you can imagine, prosecutors see things completely differently. The argument against David Spar made plain and simple.
89. Over 89 stab wounds or cuts were made by that man.
Prosecutors described what they call the ruthless and violent killing of 21-year-old Tiara Poole. They say the Navy wife and mother of two boys posted an ad on Craigslist seeking friendship, and they say Poole's husband was out at sea and they were having problems in their marriage. Attorneys say Spar, who was living in Georgia, responded, and the two texted each other for about a week until they finally met in Jacksonville. Spar told Poole he was visiting his grandmother, who had to go to St. Vincent's Hospital. And they say the two met at the hospital, but eventually went back to Poole's place.
He looked down and he saw the body of Tiara Poole laying there in her own blood.
Defense attorneys argue Spar and Poole were intimate, and when Spar found out she was married, he blacked out and then found her dead, not realizing what he did. Prosecutors argue Spar never blacked out, that he not only killed her with her own kitchen knife, but stole some of her things before leaving and heading back to the hospital. Police say it would be 4 days until a concerned friend, Michelle Edwards, came to check on Poole and found her dead in her bedroom.
And then when I opened it, I noticed that her hand was there. And then I turned around and ran out the door.
Now, Poole has two young boys, and we're being told they were staying with in-laws at the time of her death. And today, Poole's husband testified. He says he was deployed when she was murdered. He says at the time they were discussing divorce. However, he says he had no idea that she was seeking relationships through Craigslist. Reporting live, Vicki Pierre, Channel 4, the local station.
This case cries out for the death penalty. I mean, by that sentence, it ensures that evil will no longer walk among us, because that's what it was. He is as evil as you can get, and the death penalty is appropriate for this type of individual. This type of case cried out for the death penalty. What this victim went through, nobody should have to go through.
Did you notice anything about him in the courtroom today? I noticed he was just
he has a staring thing. He likes to stare me down and other people down. That's his way. To me, I am convinced that I sat across the table from evil. I think the letter was telling. He finally told, he thought, his ex-girlfriend, I don't know why he did it, but maybe he just wanted to get it out. He likes to brag about what he did. He thought it was a thrill kill. It's sad that a young lady is no longer among us because he wanted to experience the joy of murder.
How much of a factor do you think the letter was in the judge's decision?
I think that was an important factor, but quite frankly, that was just icing on the cake because we already had compelling evidence because of all the stab wounds. I mean, what she went through was incredible. She had 30-something defensive wounds. She fought for her life.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm just happy this is all over with. This has been so long for our family. We're happy that he wrote the letter that gives us some kind of closure, but I'm just so happy this is all over with. He got what he deserved.
Just hearing you're sentenced to death, it's hard to hear.
Hard to hear, but Tiara's not with us anymore, and this is what he needs. He needs to be put to death.
Did you ever have any doubt that the judge would go along with the jury's recommendation?
Not at all. Based on her record, I didn't have any doubt at all. So,
what does this mean for Tiara's children?
I can't speak on that behalf. That would be the other side of my family, but I just know, I just would pray the boys just be able to make it through. They understand, you know, who their mother was and what happened to their mother, and guys, I'm just overwhelmed right now. I can't even do this. I'm just so excited. I'm ready to go call my family and let them know what's going on. They're all waiting for this. So
obviously, the family's been through a lot. What are your hopes for them?
You know, they're never going to get closure. The family of murder victims never really get closure, but at least it brings them one step forward to justice. And at least they know that this evil person will no longer be around. Now, the only question I would have is, why is it going to take so long to him actually to be executed?